Yeah, what's poppin'? It's your boy Smrrrrak. You already know, from the soul. Ayan Haseyo. Shout out to my brother Tiger, you know what I'm saying? You already know, support my bro Tiger, cause he official. You know what I'm saying? He my Korean brother. He always supported me. So casamira on that, you know what I'm saying? You already know. We on R&T, real nigga time. You already know you can't copy respect. Smrrrrak.
Hey, yo, Ice-T in the building out here in Jersey at this battle rap situation, representing from the soul, alright?
Yo, man, shout out to the bro, man, Tiger, man.
Wolf.
Up personally, man.
Know it.
Two halves, man.
Yeah.
Nigga, whole, man, got to be from the soul. That's what I know. That's something God love, man. So,
type of shit right here,
yeah. That's the only way it can be done, man. It should be done, you hear me? From the soul, you hear me?
What's up? This is Mel coming live from the suburbs of Shaolin. Y'all already know. Shout out to Tiger, and the show is From the Soul. Right.
Yo, we here from the soul, baby. My nigga Tiger got it. Yeah!
What's going on? Before I put my hand out and give you a pound, I want to talk to you about how you call me out, right? Yeah. Saying that you feel like I'm a culture vulture, you know. Yeah. And I seen you with China Mac. Shout out to bro China Mac. Yeah. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
It'll rub anybody the wrong way if they feel that's not what they are.
Right.
Yeah.
It did. And I'm like, why you call me? Why? Like, let's go straight to the point. Let's go straight to the bullshit first, man. Why you call me? Why?
I feel like.
Shut up. Nah.
Yeah. I feel
nah, man. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to you, like, it's a difference between you and China Max. So when it came to you, I felt like you was exploiting black culture as far as not only in the hip hop way, because you interview a lot of guys in hip hop and what you call that, battle rap. You interview a lot of them brothers.
No, I love battle rap.
Yeah. But then you interviewed the other brothers, like you amping on the beef when it came to Fayback and.
But you called. I felt like you called me that before that.
That's right, before that. So then before that, I felt that you was exploiting black culture because because you was talking about shit in black culture as far as hip hop and rap and all that. Right?
What's black culture? What's black culture?
Black culture is the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we hip hop.
Let me stop you right there. You said hip hop.
Yes.
It started from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And what is hip hop? To me, it's graffiti, art, breakdance. Yeah. Right? MCing.
That's right.
Right? Being in the streets, right?
Yeah.
Getting together. It started with the black and brown. Right?
Yeah.
But hip hop, what hip hop is I think hip hop is this. It's everything. It evolved to hip hop is just not it's the lifestyle.
It's not just
it's a lifestyle.
Nationality is everybody's.
It's hip hop. It started from, like I said, it started.
But that's a spin people could put on it. But let's just say
that's how I see it. And you.
All right, so let's say.
And I feel like Asians contributed to the culture, to even to the Asians right now.
No, don't get it twisted. Asians, black, white, anybody could be a culture vulture. Black man could be a culture vulture. Don't think because you Asian, I was saying that. When I say culture vulture, I mean that. Look, boom, you come into the culture, right? You know the hip hop, you know the rap, you know all of that, right? You know the graffiti. But did you ever bring your culture to our side and teach us about it? Do you go into your communities and teach the Asians about the black hip hop culture and us, and not only the culture but black violence that's going on in our communities? Do you go to your neighborhoods and teach that?
But my neighborhood is with everybody. I live with.
Okay, I understand you live with everybody, but when I say a neighborhood, I mean the Asian community. You're part of the Asian community.
Yes, but at the same time, I'm here. I'm an American, right?
Of course, we all here. We all here. I don't mean in Korea. I'm just talking about where you from.
I'm from Korea, but I'm from Flushing, Queens.
You're from Flushing, Queens, where there's a lot of Asians in Flushing, Queens.
Right.
Do you bring that hip hop to Flushing, Queens? Do you bring Flushing, Queens to hip hop?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
By being myself.
Okay, being yourself, but do you teach that to the people? You see how you push rap? Boom, you in it. You up in here interviewing brothers and all that. You pushing rap. Do you be in here pushing the same thing when it comes to the Asian community?
I'm not really in the Asian community.
Yes, you are. Yes, 100%.
How you gonna tell me that?
You in the Asian community.
What? I'm not like.
Hold on. You grew up, your mother and father's Asian, right?
Yes.
Did they teach you Asian culture?
Yes.
Or they grew up hip hop?
So, no, okay, boom. So if I bring like a brother, a friend of mine, like if I bring you to my crib, to my house, you'll see the thing. And if I bring you to my parents, you'll see the culture. So yes, I do, you know what I'm saying? I did bring my, you know what I'm saying? Like other different nationalities to my house.
You bring them to your house, but do you bring the culture? When they come to your house, boom, this is how we eat, this is how we live, this is how we feel about the black community when it comes to your parents. To expand, not only from you, but to expand your experiences with black people. So when I'm saying you experiencing black culture, because there's something that caught your eye with hip hop and graffiti and all that. Something caught your eye that you liked it. You didn't see a color, you didn't see none of that. Or
Right.
maybe
I
you
didn't
did,
see
I don't
no
know.
color.
Okay, so cool. So when you come into it, us as black people who started hip hop and all that, when somebody else come into it, we're gonna look at them different. That's just how life is. You're gonna automatically, if I went to China and I started making Asian music, y'all gonna be looking at me like, oh shit, this black dude could talk Chinese, he can do this, he can do that like us. Y'all gonna wanna know, like, yo, what's up with this dude? Is he really part of us, or is he just doing it just to try to be down? Or, you know, it's gonna be some questions there. So I'm just saying, when it come to you, do you bring that same Asian, like, look, the way y'all eat as Asian people, right? Y'all have Asian meals, y'all have different names for it.
Okay.
Do you teach that to black people?
Of
the
course.
same way you know about our.
So
I'm talking about on here on YouTube.
Yes, of course. I'm of course.
Like China Mac, you see, like China Mac eats, boom. He teaches Asian what he eats, boom. Then he was telling them about when he was in Chinatown. Not only that, right? Even gang culture, because you speak about beefs and gangs and all that other shit. Battle rap. Do you bring that from the Asian to the black? Black people don't know too much about Asian culture, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So when I say culture vulture, I mean that you're in our culture, feeding off us. Let us get something to eat. Let us eat. Some black people feel you got Korean stores and Chinese stores, right? Opening up in our community. How the fuck y'all can do that? How do y'all do it? Give us the key. Show us how y'all do it. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to know, like,
all right, but if you could go real that deep, right? How come you guys are not doing it like if it's black and Asian thing, right? Why is the Africans do that, but how come the black people here are not making the you know, the necessary steps to doing that?
Because a lot of the black people they weren't taught that. So that's why I say, all right, so listen. So that's why I say you and China Mac got more work to do, because y'all can reach both sides. You can reach the black, you can reach the Asians, and you can bring everything together. So that's my only thing. It's not no beef or nothing. I was just voicing my opinion when it came
and to kind of feed off that with the feedback and the paparazzi poll thing, we talked about it before on the phone. How you said I should kind of get them together and, you know, what could
bring some type of peace to it,
or so, you know, like exactly resolution. Like, okay, you guys got beef. What's the resolution though? What's the after? Right?
And that's
what's
the cause and questions you should have been asking.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. But at the same time, you know, I didn't see it like that. You know, I'm just like, yo, I asked Paparazzi Poe because I know these things. So I'm like, yo, a person like Fayback, I felt like he was always 100, right? So when he's saying that he's not your father, that it just automatically clicked. Like, oh shit, like, yo, why is he, a person like his stature, saying that he's not your pops, and he's saying that he knows you? So he went on the rant, whatever, and Fayback calls me like, yo, I need to do that interview. Like, yo,
all right,
right? So when he said that, he spoke his piece. So, like I said, like, you know, like and I put out the video, and after what you said, I try to talk back to the brothers, right? Like, yo, you know, like, can we get this shit straight? Cause, you know, I have an older bro that wants to settle this, and, you know, he sees the bigger picture. You guys are kings. Yo, let's get this thing right. And one person said, nah, I ain't with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, so the whole thing is this, right? One person say nah. That's cool. He can say nah. If the other one says yes, or even if he says nah, you have the attention already. You could bring them back up there. You don't have to make them come together physically or on the phone, but now you can redirect your questions when it comes to them and the way you did it. The way you did it was you did paparazzi poll, then you did feedback. And then when you was talking to feedback, it was like, yo, why he saying us his pops? Word. And when he's saying, and when he talking, it's like you amping it up like, what? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. What? Oh, that's like amping it up. So now,
like instigating almost?
Yeah, instigating. So paparazzi poll on the other is like, this bitch ass nigga. You know, so that's, you know how it goes in the black community. You know, black violence and when you instigating, that's how they're going to take it. That's how I took it. And that's how other people going to take it. So I believe that at the end of the video, you can let them beef and voice their opinions about one another. Right. Now, what's the resolution? What we going to come to? Do you ever think you can sit down with the brother and speak with him? What are y'all even beefing about? Like, it's certain questions that you got to give them some challenging questions to make them think for a minute. Like, is it worth it? Do you have kids? Is your kids worth you going back to prison? You know that you a leader. You know that you got people that's following behind you that's ready to go to war with you. So it's not just about y'all two. It's about the brothers that's behind y'all, because now this becomes bigger than what it really is. I spoke to Fayback Pops, and he told me in a nutshell, like, yo, it would be great for you to talk to my son, to help my son, because I don't want my son to go there and get in trouble, because, you know, a father's love is like, I would do anything, and his father served the time already, so ain't no reason why you should be out here even beefing. And that's what I tell my kid. I served 21 years. Why are you out here doing crime? I already did the time for you, me, and everybody else, so you shouldn't be doing crime, because you should know the end result of what I've produced. So that's the same thing when it comes to them. So I understand your reasoning, because you felt like, I was just asking the question. I ain't see like it was beefing or nothing, but like, I was just bringing it to your attention that, you know what, this is how you're being viewed from the outside. Some may see it like that, some may not. It's going to be negative and positive always, but every time it should always end with a positive note when it comes to any culture. And violence is in between that. It should always end with a positive note.
Right. But you know what's weird? Like right now in America, like, you know, like you said with the violence, I think hip hop culture perpetuates right now a lot of violence.
Definitely.
A lot of violence.
But I don't think
Asians don't do that. Asians don't do that. Asians don't, but you know what I mean? They show the most purest form within the 30 years. We were like, we were slaves just like y'all, right? Doing the railroad. We you know, we was brought here too, like in half of them, you know what I mean? And I felt like, you know, we was, you know, if you do the math and the history, we were slaves. We did the railroads, you know, same way. We was, you know.
Okay, so look, so see what you just said about Asians, and we was slaves, and we was this and that.
And when I was in prison, they said that we blacks and Asians were one too, black Asiatic.
Okay, but you didn't teach that. So when I say you got more work to do, some black people don't even know that. So you can teach that when it comes to teaching. This is about teaching, expanding other people's minds, and let them learn who you are. So when it comes to you, right?
Yeah.
Opposed to China Mac. Right. With you, not too many people know who you are.
Right.
When they see China Mac, they know who he is. He been in prison. Right. They know he done been in a gang. They don't know he done went to war. They know his ins and outs. He done did shit with his parents on there, taking his moms to chemo, I think it was. You know, he's giving everybody, he's an open book. He's being vulnerable. When it comes to you, nobody probably even know you locked up before.
Right. Like, I'm sure like my people know.
They know. What people know? My people know?
Oh, no.
Everybody out there in the world knows?
No.
They need somebody that they can understand. Nobody want to talk to nobody that they don't know. So when you on that TV, that's why I say talk back to me. Because I feel the people talking to me. I'm talking to you. So when you talking, they talking back to you. You got many people that's on the screen looking at you talking like, this motherfucking Chinese motherfucker. But you know, with Asians, everybody's Chinese.
Yeah, but that's right there. But that's it. Right, to me, that's ignorant. That's racist too.
No, so no. When a person just screaming out, when a person is just screaming out in their own home, it's nothing wrong with you own home. But when you start bringing it out and start displaying it to people, okay, now it's another thing. But just because a person said that out their mouth, that's not what's in their heart and what they mean. That's like an old lady driving down the street, right? And she get cut off by somebody. And she be like, oh, I just kill this motherfucking asshole. She ain't gonna kill nobody. That's not what's in her heart. That's not what she really want to
Yeah,
do. That's just a moment of her anger and frustration and emotion.
So that emotion is gonna show you that you're like almost racist, half racist.
No, I don't think just because that emotion came out of your mouth, that's what's in your heart and what you feel about a person. So you got a girl?
No, right now, no.
You had a girl before, but
Right.
you ever had an argument with her, call her a bitch?
Of course.
Okay, do you believe that she's a bitch? The true meaning of the word?
No.
Hell no. You see her as your woman, your queen.
Right.
If you got a kid with her, whatever.
Right.
You see, but you called her a bitch though.
Yeah.
Did you mean it? Is that what she is?
Maybe
no.
at the moment I meant it.
At the moment. Okay. So then let's not live in the moment. And that's what I'm saying when it comes to the YouTube channel, when it comes to us as a people, black, Asian, white, whatever it is. Because there's only three: black, white, and Asian.
Hispanic?
Everybody, they with the blacks. They can play anything. They can play black. They can play with the white. You know, they can go any way they want to go. But when it comes to race, nationalities, those three, everybody gonna fall up under something. And mostly black and white. You're gonna fall up under one of them two. But when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to exploitation, when it comes to culture vulture, that's like, that word is just crazy. And I'm tired of the word now, so I'm just trying to keep it a buck on the surface. So I believe that.
And you know, I think Asian people like kind of like, you know, like I said, like it's more contributing. I feel like, right?
No, I believe that Asians contributed years down the line. Like
when it comes to hip hop
started, when down the line,
like right now, they're
like,
40 years behind in the Asian, you know, but it's the purest art form. All they do
no,
is no violence,
Asian, y'all motherfuckers,
fashion.
I did the joint on my channel where y'all with breakdancing, nobody could fuck with y'all. Y'all done took break dancing over.
Right.
Nobody can fuck with y'all break dancing.
But like right now, American hip hop, American culture with the hip hop shit is a lot of violence. And and that's one thing I really don't, want at the end of the day.
None of us want that. But you know what? You say you part of this culture, and you're part of it. You're part of the violence, okay? Because you say you're hip hop, you're part of it. So if somebody see you and it's a hip hop party and you an Asian dude there, he part of that shit. Right. So you can't say I'm not part. You part of that,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So tell me about, so my people get a better understanding of you. Tell me about your experience. Like, what you went to prison for?
Gang assault.
Gang assault?
Yeah.
How long you did in prison?
I did like a total of like 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years.
And what that experience was like for you?
It was a very eye opener. It was a big eye opener. Like I said, I met one of the most smartest black men. There was a lot of black people, It was a majority of blacks in prison. Like I said, I met a lot of great people. I learned how to cook, and I learned how to read a lot. I never read a book until I was in prison, so I'm very, very grateful for that experience.
All right, let me say this. Let me ask you this real quick, right?
What's up?
So when you look at people, do you see color, nationality? Or you just see people?
I see people.
Okay, so why I say I met a lot of black men opposed to saying I met a lot of men, educated men, positive men.
Right.
Instead of why you put the color on it, black men, some Asian men, some Hispanic.
Because it was mostly I wanted to let you know, it was mostly black in the
Okay, so cool,
system.
but why you put the color there first? If we're not about color, if it's just people, and I see everybody is saying, why you just say I see a lot of men. I met a lot of strong men, educated men.
Okay.
I learned from men.
Right.
Instead of putting the color on it, why you put a color on it?
I don't know.
I believe that we put color on it because color is a reality. Everybody want to run from color. Oh, you're racist if we use a color. There's nothing wrong with you. That's an identifier. You're identifying a person of who they are.
Okay.
That's to differentiate who's who, what's what. And then you start to place everybody in certain categories. You might not set out your mouth, but in the back of your subconscious, you're placing everybody in categories because that's how society has taught us to put each one of us into categories. We put Asians in one category, white, black, Hispanic. Everybody's placed in a certain category. And it's done not out of malice. It can be done not even thinking about it the same way when you did the interview with Paparazzi Poe and the young brother. Say back. You didn't think it was nothing. It was just, I just thought it was just, I was just interviewing him. I didn't see the the true dynamics behind it and the violence that it can cause and how it's perpetuating the whole situation. And, you know what I'm saying?
And then you opened my eyes with that.
Yeah.
Like,
so my whole thing with you is like, yo, if I wanted to amp on you and one of the gang members you was with, I could interview two of y'all and do the same exact thing, and then amp it up. Because number one,
how would you do it?
Because if you was a shadow?
Yeah, but it was gang assault, but I was never in a gang.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'm
let's just say.
Okay, got it.
Just for
got it.
Video purposes, let's just say you was a flying dragon in this
Ghost
Shadow here. I want to amp on the beef. I interview one and talk about the other one. I interview that one and he talk about that one. That automatically is causing conflict. You know why? Because we already know that they're rivals.
Right.
Before you interviewed Poe and Fayback, you knew that they were rivals already. You already knew they had something going on.
For sure.
So just by interviewing them and talking about the other one, now you amping it on. You bringing something there to the table that was already there, but now you putting it in a bigger, broader arena because you have a platform. You got, how many views you got from that shit? A lot of views for both of them. No, you did Poe twice and Fayback once. So you got over 30,000 views between the three. You know what I'm saying? So now you're talking to a big audience. So now they got to go on here and perform even more. So it's not like in the street where it's just between them, they mans them. Now they on here, people gonna be looking, they really gotta perform on here because the people gotta hear this nigga's a bitch. And then the other one gotta be like, what? Something like dick, nigga, boom, boom. And then next thing you know, you see, even when you did the car scene.
I didn't do it.
No, when you spoke about it, and then he started talking about the car scene.
Right, well, to Fayback.
Yeah, Fayback. You see how he spoke about it? And I got in the win and this and that.
Right.
And then Paparazzi Paul come back, yeah, he ran, he's a bitch. Nigga took off, he didn't want to stop. So now you pushing it. You know what I'm saying? To where you don't even have to bring none of that there. Your whole interview could have been about solutions. I'm gonna bring some solution to this whole situation. Yo, what up, Fayback? Yeah, what's good, bro? Yeah, man. I know about you and Paparazzi Post situation. I'm not here to talk about your beef. I'm here to talk about how we gonna bring this shit to a halt and get some type of positive influence in this shit. He would have guaranteed he would have been like, nah, I want to talk about this bitch ass nigga. He would have did that. He would have had the flow. He would have had the flow with you. This is your channel. Plus, you be hitting niggas up. You be hitting dudes off.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to go with the flow. The same thing with Paparazzi Paul. Now, when you start speaking about the other brother, you got to keep it to a minimum. You don't want him to just go off on because it's your show. When you look at it, you see that you controlling the interview. You're the one that's asking the questions. You're the one that can stop him and cut him off. Hold on. Yo, but what about, you know? So you control it. That's your channel. Whenever you bring somebody up there, the same thing I told you with Big Pun. Wife. I said, when you bring her up there, don't go off on about Fat Joe.
Right.
Your whole thing is about resolution. We could talk about Fat Joe in a situation. Now, I want you to be the voice of Pun to his wife. If you be the voice of Pun, and I want to know, what would Pun say today about this whole situation with the Fat Joe? Oh, this is Pun. Okay, talk it to the camera. I want you to talk to Joe. But talk as Pun. And I don't want you to use your personal feelings. This is Joe's brother. The brother he helped. He loves Pun.
Hell,
you know what I'm saying? This is his brother. Speak to him. You know, because you got to bring the family thing and everybody back. Even whatever happened between them, Pun right now would say, fuck all that. If he could talk from fuck all that, I got my son, I got my daughter. I want Joe and my wife to work it out. He gonna want them to work it out. You ain't gonna want them all up in the public doing this bullshit. But back to you with the experience. You had any fights in prison?
Of course. In the beginning.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, like, yo, I ain't Chinese. They'd be like, what? Like, I was like, and they'd be like, yo, Chinaman. I'm like, yo, I ain't Chinese, yo. And they'd be like, what? Like, I came off aggressive.
Yeah.
So they're like, what? Yo, son, you
taking it personal. Yeah.
And then I always got it on, and later on, it was me. It was how I carried myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that's what I learned. Like it was kind of like how I moved. Like, you know, like I should have been like, nah, bro. Like, you know.
So you had fights there before?
Yeah.
So what was that like? You had a fight with the Spanish dude or something, right? Big dude. And what happened with that?
he you know what I mean? He hit me in my mouth,
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I try to kick him. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, you know, the CO was like, yo.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was like, he was involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Back in the day in the island, like, you know, they were like.
So did you feel like you was more of a prey because you was like the only Asian that was there amongst?
Yeah, they were like, motherfuckers had bodies when they were 18. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm there for like two years. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a whole different. But like I said, like at the time when I was young, I wasn't thinking about none of that. I didn't, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I could, you know, if you're violent, I'm gonna turn violent as well.
Yeah.
But now it's like, yo, I don't want to go to, cause hell no. Like, hell no. Like, that shit is like, hell no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to live righteous. I'm trying to, you know, and like I said, I have a lot of relationships with like a lot of, you know, people. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna put that on camera, like, you know. That's
so that's what got you into doing videos now?
Yeah, cause like I gotta, you know, like it was a couple of things, you know. I was at my lowest point and a couple of friends, you know, shout out to them, you know who you are. You know, they, you know, and I'm just, you know, I started working a 9 to 5. And then from there, you know, I'm doing the YouTube thing. And like I said, it's like kind of from the soul and like, you know, it's like the whole thing, like a Korean kid with soul. And I collect sneakers, that's SOLE.
And you from Seoul? Korea?
Like, yeah, Korea.
You from Seoul?
Gwangju to be exact.
Oh, you from Gwangju?
Yeah.
So you're not from Seoul?
Nah, I'm not.
No? Oh, okay.